story. Good morning, class. Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was really busy. This class is online. In today's History of Ballet class, we'll be learning about the story of Swan Lake. There are many different versions of this ballet, but this is just the one that I know. And please, if you have questions, save it for the end of the lecture, but if you have to use the washroom, please raise your hand. I don't want pee on my floor. The ballet opens with Prince Siegfried's birthday. Now Siegfried, he is living that eligible bachelor life and he is really into birds. At the party, the gift that the village of the people give to Prince Siegfried is the gift of dance and music and moving and joy, I don't know. Cue Swan Lake patois. His mother, the queen, tells Prince Siegfried that she is very worried about his eligible bachelor lifestyle and needs to get married. Now Siegfried is all like, oh, but mom, I don't want to. And the queen is like, oh, too bad, so sad. She tells Siegfried that tomorrow they are holding a ball. You know these rich people, they're just holding balls left and right, day and night. And at the ball, he must choose one of the invited princesses to marry. I don't know why the queen didn't tell him, like, why did she tell him the day before and on his birthday? I feel like there were better times that she could have broken this news to him. For the rest of the party, Siegfried is pretty bummed out. He doesn't want to marry anyone, he just wants to do whatever princes normally do. His BFF Benno sees some swans flying up in the sky. I don't know if this party is inside or outside. Maybe it's outside. He saw the swans. He could have seen them through a window. It was probably inside. Or not. I don't know. Depends on the version. So to cheer Princey Boy Siegfried up, Benno suggests that they go hunt for some swans with his crossbow. I obviously do not own a crossbow, just pretend that this T-squared is a crossbow. And Siegfried in return responds with, yeah, okay. Act 2, the lake, hence why it's called Swan Lake. Siegfried and Benno arrive in the forest, but they get separated. Siegfried finds himself in a clearing in the forest with a lake. Some swans are doing some swan things on the lake, so Siegfried sees this as the perfect opportunity to take his shot, but suddenly one of the swans anamorphs itself into a human lady. This is Odette. My personal opinion, I feel like Siegfried's a little too chill about this encounter. I mean, he just saw a bird turn into a human lady and he's like, wow, you are the most beautiful creature I have ever seen. And not like, holy shit, this bird is now a lady. Siegfried tells Odette to not be afraid, but Odette's like, you were literally pointing a crossbow at me. Siegfried puts on his crossbow and tells Odette that he won't hurt her. Surprisingly, Odette believes this and tells him the story of her and her swan companions. Odette and the other swan women are put under a spell in which during the day they are swans and then by night they transform back into human. You know, like a reverse werewolf situation, but with swans. The spell can only be broken if someone swears to Odette that they will love her forever. Wink, wink. I know in some versions they have a prologue showing Odette being transformed into the swan, but for the most part we the audience don't know how she got into this predicament. Maybe she stole some bread or something. That's Lemez. Oh yeah, and the spell is cast by the evil sorcerer Rothbard. He's normally shown dressed like a bird, owl-like creature. I don't know why he's turning women into swans. Clearly this man has issues. Coincidentally, Rothbard, as if he wasn't eavesdropping on the whole conversation, appears to join his fellow bird, human creatures. Siegfried sees Rothbard and says, dude, turning women into swans, that is really messed up, and proceeds to try and kill him. But Odette stops Siegfried and tells him that if someone kills Rothbard before the spell is broken, the swans will be cursed forever in eternity, infinity, times 2, squared by the power of 3. They will be cursed forever to be swans. Rothbard leaves. I don't know why was he even here? He didn't even do anything. He was there just to stir up the drama and then bounce. I guess so. Siegfried breaks his crossbow to show Odette that she can trust him. The two dance together and fall in love because that's how life works. Eventually, because of how the earth functions, the sun starts to rise and the women start turning back into swans. Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano. Do it yourself! Hi, I'm definitely 100% a human person, and I'm here to ask you, do you need help with making your bed? Finding the right sunglasses to wear that day? Trying to put out a fire? Waking up from your vivid nightmares? Your houseplant addiction? Being alone with your thoughts? An open heart surgery? Well, stop! Do you think we don't have anything better to do than to help you? Well, we do. Nobody has time to help you out with your problems when we have problems of our own. So stop being your lazy self and do it yourself. This ad is brought to you by me realizing that some people might not take this ad as a joke, which it is. If you need help with anything, please ask someone or reach out to anyone. No problem is too great or too small. You are important. I cannot stress enough that this is a funny joke. Well, Alex, if it was supposed to be a funny joke, then why did no one laugh? Well, I don't know, Alex. You didn't have to be that hurtful. Damn. That concludes our commercial intermission. Act 3, spoiler alert, this is where everything goes wrong. It is now the tomorrow night ball, which I guess is now the tonight ball. Different princesses are eyeing for Prince Siegfried's attention, but Siegfried can only think of Odette. All of a sudden, the doors bust open and BAM! Odile appears, alongside Rothbard, who is in disguise. Odile, or the Black Swan, is Rothbard's daughter, and she also loves doing fouettes. Because Rothbard is literally an evil sorcerer, he casts an illusion spell on Odile to make her seem like she is Odette to everyone else. So this is why when Siegfried sees Odile, he's like, yeah, that's my boo. He tells his mom, this is her! This is the one that I want to marry! This is why Rothbard's having a good old cackle on the side. Odette appears by a window to try and warn Siegfried, but Siegfried can't even take his eyes off of Odile to even look at Odette at the window. This is where Odile does her famous 32 fouettes. I cannot do them right now on point because of these slippery floors, and also I just can't do them. Siegfried goes into the middle of the ballroom because he's like, oh yeah, that's my future wife. And they dance together. Once Siegfried and Odile finish their dancing, he declares to everyone, I met this woman less than 24 hours ago, so clearly I am very much in love with her. Siegfried proposes to Odile right then and there, but Rothbard comes out of the corner and asks him, do you swear that you love this woman? So Siegfried swears that he will love her forever. BAM! Rothbard reveals that Odette is really Odile and Siegfried is mortified. At this point in the company's old version of the ballet, I know that they had a flood, just flood the ballroom so everyone dies except for Siegfried. Was internal damnation of all the Swan Woman not enough tragedy? But after the reveal, Siegfried runs off to go find Odette at the lake. Act 4, the lake, but with more death. Odette? She's real sad. Because Odette and Siegfried were in love and then Siegfried betrayed her by announcing his love for someone else, the women are cursed to be swans forever. Eventually, Siegfried somehow makes his way back to the forest and he apologizes to Odette. Odette accepts his apology because it was really all Rothbard's fault. I mean, why does he want to keep these women as swans? This is wild. Depending on the version or the company, the ending of the ballet drastically changes. Some of them, Siegfried jumps off a cliff and dies. Others, Odette jumps off a cliff and dies. Sometimes Siegfried and Rothbard fight and it ends with Siegfried winning, hence breaking the curse. But that contradicts the thing I already said. The happiest version I've seen is that Odette and Siegfried both jump off the cliff and die, but they're in the afterlife happily together, so this somehow breaks Rothbard's curse, and now the Swan Women are allowed to just be women and free to do whatever they like. So yeah, lots of death at the end of Swan Lake. Well, that concludes our lecture for today on the story of Swan Lake. Does anyone have any questions? No? Sick. Well, I'm a bounce. Bye. Bye. I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere.